Do, 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 do. Hello, all. Do, do, do. Oh, I got 15 people already, and this is a surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. What is good, everybody? Yes, I am cooking it up in the crock pot. I'm cooking it up. Because we got a nice little topic. Yeah, I should, like I said, if I was fancy schmancy, I would be playing that song from Mary J. Blige, Take Me As I Am. And I just got through eating some chicken. I sure ate some chicken. The surprise is the surprise stream because I told y'all that I was going to do streams on the weekend. But you know what? I never said I wouldn't do streams on a weekday. So I'm going to wait till a couple more people get up in here. And then we are actually going to get started. This is a pretty interesting topic, I think. Nothing that we've just never heard before, but it bears talking about. What's good, Torian? Oh my God. Carlton, you got some chat bars. Hey, cats. What's going on, Pharaoh? I saw that that video came up, and I just have to um take a deep breath and a aspirin before I click on anything that Madame Noir has, Pharaoh. Cause I saw the title of that, "Do Black women get a cheating pass?" Girl, what's good? What's good, Ronan? You gonna go in today, Ronan? Cause you went in yesterday. I was still tickled about that. He said you might go in. You might go. Okay. Sometimes you got to. Sure. But we got about 40 people in here, so probably can go ahead and get started. Um, okay. So the topic of the day is Take Me As I Am. And this was kind of started from a couple of things. Me and a couple of people in Discord uh were having a conversation. And that conversation was actually sparked by a video that I have not watched. So I can't comment on the actual video. But it was a video by a YouTuber named Sarah Lena. a black lady, and I may go and watch that video, but I don't need to watch the video to address this topic because I have my own thoughts on this topic. And I covered a lot of those thoughts in one of my other videos, the one about not competing, you want to win, but you don't want to race or whatever the hell I named it. I don't be remembering the titles. You want to win, but you don't want to compete or something like that. What's good, cats, cats, cats?
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. About to get into this topic. Just got through eating this chicken. Feel good too.
Oh man.
Nigga got to eat some chicken and I made some kale slaw with it. What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just had some soup earlier, so that's all I'm eating on.
So the topic, I got my own thoughts on this topic about black women and whether they compete with other women or not, or what's the issue with them competing with other women across the board.
hmm
And we were talking about in Discord about that and a couple of other things, but for those of you in the chat, um like I said, I covered this topic before in another video of mine. And you know, that's probably one of the reasons why black women have an issue with black men that have options. And when I say options, I mean he's the type of guy that he's not with you because you're the only game in town. Okay? You're
Right.
actually not the only game in town. Um he's with you because he sees certain qualities or he thinks he sees certain qualities that he can deal with or that he wants to deal with. And I think that, you know what, Ronan, you're right. How to hook me in with a mere attendance award, lazy hoe theory. And you know what? I'm glad that you said that because that is the mindset. If I simply show up, then that means I win the prize, or I should win the prize, or I should have an equal opportunity to win the prize. But I want to know, at what competition can you ever just show up and not perform and think you're gonna win? I don't know one. I don't know any competition. There's no basketball game. There's no football game. There's no hockey game. There's no baseball game. There's no race. There's no singing competition. There's no form of competition that you can show up at, and just because you showed up, that means that you should have an equal opportunity to win that competition. The life just doesn't work like that. And I
No.
don't I don't think these women understand that the dating game just doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? And me and Cats were talking in Discord earlier today about self-improvement and just not just saying, okay, I am what I am. You have to take me as I am, hence the title. You have to take me as I am, and I don't have to do anything. I don't need to improve. I don't need to make myself any better in order to get a better prospect or a better man or be a better woman. I just want you to put me on a pedestal because I'm me and because I'm here.
Yeah. And that's really what the video that BJ posted in Discord was about, because the lady who was talking, she said that it was black women don't want good men. And she went into how actually, like, a lot of these women who complain about good men, they'll complain about the dude on her couch smoking weed all day, but she's the one who's giving him money to smoke weed all day and basically do nothing. And, basically she gets off on like being dominating him. And she doesn't want to deal with a good guy that she claims that she wants because he has options. And so that's basically where I got the idea like, yeah, they just don't want to compete. That like it goes back to the whole competition thing because uh the guys that they claim that they want but really aren't getting, the reason why they're so mad at them is because they're able to find better women who just treat them better, you know, behave better, etc. And so yeah, that was basically like the gist of that video. So yeah.
And they don't want to compete.
Mm-mm.
You don't get a participation prize just because you're here. And that concept is right because the so-called good men, the men with the six figures, and he handsome, and he's got this going on for himself, and he's got that going on for himself, and he's got just shit on the ball. He has options. That man can get nearly any woman. He really can. If he's a handsome guy and he's got a good person, like good character, like he has the type of personality and character that women like. So even if he didn't have the money, they would like him anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a charlatan. He's just one of them guys that you can get along with and that you like. And don't let him have some money, have some looks, and just he's got it. He's running his own business or things of that nature. He has other options. He can get other women, and he can exercise those options. And when you have these ladies who are enabling, to borrow a phrase, enabling dust mites, then when you have these women enabling that and you're giving them money to not do anything, he's loafing, he's not even concerned about even hustling,
Nope.
let alone getting some type of job somewhere. He don't even want to hustle. And well, he ain't doing shit, but you kind of like that because it gives the control that you want. But the trade-off is that a man that'll allow you to control him is not the man that will lead. That's not the same guy. Because the guy who is in charge of himself and who is going to lead his household will never allow you to control him. He would never allow that. So you're making a trade-off. And if you want the guy who's got shit on the ball, and he's a natural leader, and he's going to, he's going to have control over certain situations and what's going on, then you have to relinquish control. And that is actually where the issues are. It's the control that they don't want to relinquish. And also they don't want to improve because that would be an admission that they need to improve, that you're not perfect with your quote unquote black girl magic. And you're not, you know what I'm saying, a queen, quote unquote, and all of this other superficial ass shit that they want to entitle themselves with and say, the black woman is God. I really hate that shit.
Yeah, me too.
I really hate, not only due to my spiritual leanings, but I hate the concept of that shit. Um, you are not black. That gives them. I hate that shit, and I don't be wanting to go at specific YouTube personalities because I don't want my channel to be known as the beef channel because I'm already known as fish grease. So that's enough. I don't want the whole, well, her channel is always about picking with other YouTubers because I'm able to make my own content regardless of anyone else.
Yeah.
But at the same time, certain individuals, and you guys can probably think of who I'm talking about, um, give these black women basically a pass to do whatever. If you have someone who is a drug addict and you never tell them the harsh reality and say, hey, you need to get off of these drugs because um this is ruining you. You would be a better person if you weren't taking these drugs. But you've allowed these drugs to make you lose your job so you don't have any money. You have allowed these drugs to wear your physical body down so you're not as beautiful
Mm-hmm.
as you would be. That might actually help a drug addict come to some type of conclusion on their own, like, man, I am kind of fucking up with these drugs. But if you tell a drug addict you're beautiful, there's nothing wrong with you. People should just have empathy. And they should just have, that might work to the detriment of the drug addict. Well, I don't need to leave the drugs alone because I'm a good person without it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good person with or without it. I can still fuck up my life and other people's lives and still think of myself as a good person. If anyone can see what I'm saying. That wasn't the best example, but you can see what I'm saying. And that's sort of what's happening with a lot of these people saying, oh, the black woman is a queen, the black woman is God, the black woman. You're giving these women an excuse for their own pathology. Well, I don't have to address myself because a man should just see my value. But you have to ask yourself, what value? What value do
Yeah.
you actually have? Can you list 5 things about yourself that are not sexual that a man should want out of you and expect out of you, or that you would do in a relationship? And a lot of these women can't name 5 things about themselves that a man would appreciate that is not sex.
Exactly. And I like that you talked about empathy. I mean, you can have empathy with a person but still tell them the truth.
Right.
Um, I mean, like going back to the drug addict thing, I know people who are drug addicts. I mean, some of them got off of it, some of them didn't. And you just got to be honest with them. Got to tell them where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are, and that'll help them. And if they don't want the help, then well, hopefully, you know, eventually they might come to some type of terms of what they're dealing with, or they could just continue to do the same bullshit and not get better. And that's where a lot of these women basically are. They don't want anybody to you know tell them anything, and then they get mad when nobody wants to deal with them. Why would anybody want to deal with you when you're not receptive to anything?
Right. You don't know how to intake information that is um a critique. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when someone gives you constructive criticism, you're supposed to be able to take that. For example, I write, or I used to. I have not written a story probably in 2 years, so it's so bad. But I used to write fanfic for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Predator. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the reviews for my stories were 5-star. We love the story, we love the characters and the story arc and blah 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 blah. But sometimes I would get the concrete, the constructive criticism review.
Mm-hmm.
I like your story, but You probably could improve here, or you did too much of this in your story and it kind of threw us off with reading, or what have you. I didn't take offense to that. Well, they didn't like my story. They didn't say they didn't like my story. They said that these things could probably improve the readability of my story. And guess what? Although I didn't take every criticism to I didn't take every suggestion, some of those suggestions I did take. And I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a smart mouth as a reply. Well, if you don't like my story, you don't have to read it. No, thank you for giving me that constructive criticism. I hadn't thought about it that way. So I'll go ahead and um apply that into it. And actually, when I did apply that, my story was more popular. So actually, the suggestion and the criticism was accurate. So you have to be able to take criticism and take information about yourself. Nobody wants to hear unflattering things about themselves. However, it is necessary for growth. You have to be able to grow, as getting older is not growing, because your age and your emotional age can be two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are women in their 40s who aren't any more, who are less mature than you cats, and you're in your 20s. And I'm not calling you immature. I'm just saying you're about half my age, a little less than half my age.
Yeah.
And there are women my age that are much less emotionally mature than you are. And I know that you know a few of them because you talk about them sometimes.
Yeah. I do. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think like a lot of people just take on kind of the mentality of people my age. I mean, you hear how a lot of millennials talk. They're just like, "Oh, you can't tell me anything. You can't judge me. Only this person can judge me. Only God can judge me, or whatever kind of example that you can think of." And yeah, they just don't want any criticism. And if you criticize somebody, automatically you hate them. You're a black woman basher. I mean, I've heard people call chicks that were black women bashers just because they said, oh well, maybe she shouldn't have done this like that. Maybe she could have went about it a different way. Oh, you hate black women. How can I hate black women? I'm a black woman.
I mean, I've been told that I hate black women. I have been called behind the scenes a black woman basher. Like, in comments, people just don't see those comments because I delete them.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been called, aside from a pick me and a mammy and the most recent one, a dusty enabler. That was one directed at me. And I have been called a black woman basher simply because I called to task my sisters. And that that sort of shaming language to get you to stop, to get you to not say anything. You know what I'm saying? What's good, psychopath is, man? You is the hum. I keep on missing your live stream. I missed the live. I'm sorry, everybody, breaking away from the topic. I missed your live stream, but I caught the replay when you were interviewing what's her name? Renee. I don't think I had heard of her before. And what y'all was talking about, that was so interesting, but it seemed like it cut off. So I don't know if y'all did a part 2 or did y'all revisit that, but that was a really good live stream. I like that. But anyway, um you know, I was definitely called a black woman basher. Like I told y'all Friday on BGS, I had one woman in another chat room tell me she was straight up disappointed in me. And I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on with that shit?
Yeah, that's
And
like something your mom tells you.
right,
I'm
like
so disappointed in you. You gotta do
right. Right, exactly. And it was like I was supposed to be affected by that with her. And it's like, I don't know you, but you know me. So what does that tell you? So, you know, I'm not real sure what the problem is with not being able to hear anything about yourself, no matter how the message is delivered. What's going on, Information Man? And Art Nustal, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with not being able to take any information, no matter how it's given. I remember a few months ago, Bomb Cherry. Now you wouldn't have thought that she would have had a video like this,
Mm-hmm.
because most of her subscribers are women, I believe. And she had made a video saying, "Why don't you guys take the message? You guys don't take the message no matter how I give it." She's like, I'm trying to let you know what's going on while giving you a pedicure and a massage and a dinner, and and she was just making the case for, no matter how I deliver this message to you, you reject it, and you know what I'm saying, come at me behind the scenes like I'm doing something wrong to you. So when they say, "Oh, it's just the delivery," that is a lie. They
Yeah.
get mad at Tommy for his delivery, and I think Tommy is extreme. But then they
Yeah.
say, "Well, it's his delivery." Okay. But then they also mad at Angry Man, and his delivery is not nearly as abrasive as Tommy's.
Not at
And
all.
then they get mad at BGS's delivery, which is even less abrasive. He actually
Mm-hmm.
comes at it a little bit more intellectually, minus a whole lot of passion. It's just like information. And they don't want to take that either. So then that's when I was like, fuck it. I'm not finna be nice. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all not gonna hear it. Y'all only gonna hear it when you want to hear it anyway. So you're not, if I say it really sweetly and be like, "Oh, my sister's this and my sister's that," y'all not gonna hear that shit anyway. You're not gonna take it. If it's not what you want to hear, if I'm calling you to task about your collective behavior, then you're not gonna want to hear, "What's going on, Charles? How you doing? How you doing, Officer Faulkner? Yeah, I got cats up here with me too." So you got the young chocolate and the seasoned chocolate. You got your pick. And now I done threw cats in there. I just done threw cats in there
Hey, Officer Charles.
with your flirtatious ass.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is flirt. That's all right though.
He's a flirt.
Right, play that little song. I'm a flirt.
Mm-hmm.
But Char says she's not gonna have any volume and use slides. Let's see how that go over. You a woman, you a black woman hater too, Char, and all Char does is ask questions.
Yeah.
That's all she does is ask, but they're pointed questions.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yes.
pointed
Right.
questions. So the thing about it is still the lack of competition. Because at this point in my life, I'm just going to use myself as an example, like I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would prefer to, if I get married again, which I probably am gonna get married again. Um, I prefer a man who is already married. Now, me being Muslim, that's not an issue because I can be wife number two, or three, or wife number four. I don't care. Um, I prefer that, and because there's no insecurity in me, there's no self-doubt. I can compete with just about any other woman. Unless that guy's looking for 100 octane or 92 octane or something like that, then he's not going to be on my radar anyway. So certain dudes aren't going to be checking for me anyway. But from the group of dudes that would check for me, I can compete with just about any other woman that they're checking for. You see what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
sure that Cats feels similarly. Like at her age, with the men that she would be attracting, I'm pretty sure she's like, well, I'm a pretty good catch. You know what I'm saying? I'm 20 something. I'm young. I don't have any kids. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can compete with another woman in her 20s, you know,
Yep.
especially for the guys, because the guy who would be checking for me isn't the same guy that would be checking for a woman that I would never compete with. So, and I think that's part of it too. I think it's a lot of aspects. They're insecure. A lot of black women are insecure. And that's where that brash, loud mouth, I don't need no man. I can do this and I can do that. I'm a boss bitch. And this and that. That's where all that shit comes from. Because you're insecure your position. This is why they
Yeah.
don't like they don't like the conversation of men liking or wanting to be with more than one woman. They don't like that conversation. Well, why you got to be with more than one woman? Because I'm not even really competing with her. If I get married to a man who already has a wife, okay, she can be I can be cool with her. Me and her can smack a five, or if she got a problem, she can stay where the hell she at. Because I'm doing me. And when he come over here, he gonna get all the fun parts of the relationship. Anyway, he gonna get the smacking of a five. He gonna make it do what it do, and all that good shit. And I'm gonna send him back to her with a full stomach and empty balls and a smile on his face. That's all that's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what you're
So
saying.
go ahead. What you
Um,
say?
I was gonna say about the insecurity thing. Like a lot of people have this misconception about insecure people being like the super quiet kind of like wallflowers and stuff. Like they might be shy, but I think that a lot of people who are insecure are the ones who constantly have to get in somebody else's face just to prove a point. And so when they, talk about being a boss bitch and all that, that's insecurity because you're walking around trying to look like somebody else, trying to put on a performance instead of just, letting your natural personality shine through. If you're
Mm.
really all this great, magnificent queen, mother, black girl magic goddess, then you know, you can you should be able to pull not only the men you want, but like all the men. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
every dude from here to Timbuktu will be like, whoa, who is that? Not
Exactly. That's
instead of
exactly true.
yeah, instead your personality is like more of a repellent than anything else.
Right. You walking around here a whole citronella candle, just
Mm-hmm.
repelling everything that fly around.
Right.
And what's good, Obsidian? Obsidian says, seems to me that most black folk can't even get the one-on-one mating thing right, let alone trying to go poly with it. There's a point to that, but at the same time, I think it's a lot to do. It's not all the women's fault, of course, but I want to say I think it's a lot to do with how women view, because it's really true that a lot of women in general in this country, because of feminism,
Mm-hmm.
but since I'm only focusing on my sisters, I'm only going to focus on black women, think that they own men. They own the men that they're with. So,
Yeah.
you know, if I get a man and I try to exercise ownership of him, then that is going to doom my relationship with him eventually. Unless he just folds like a lawn chair to me, that's gonna ruin the relationship, because eventually he's gonna be like, you know what, you don't control me, like, and you can't. So why are you trying? And I'm tired of you trying. So I'm out. And it's the attitude of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So if women would stop trying to control what their men do and what, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that, if I'm in a relationship, the only thing that I can control is how I'm getting treated. And if
Yeah.
I'm not getting treated the way I want and you refuse to compromise on that and treat me in a way that I feel respected and I feel, secure with you, then we can chuck the deuces. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with you. And it don't even have to be on no anger type stuff. It just is like me and you aren't compatible. And maybe you'll be a good guy to some other woman, but it's not for me. And then that's it. He said, I was sitting and going in this chat room. That's funny. He said a major problem is undiagnosed narcissistic personality disorder that is running rampant in Black USA. A certain wig is case in point.
Oh my.
Okay. I mean, and I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Although I'm not gonna say the name, but you know, um, the feeling like they can control their man. And this is one reason, aside from the socialization of Islam, which re-socialized my thinking as far as men and multiple women are concerned. But kind of aside from that, um, when you understand the nature of things, you can make better decisions regarding those things. Since I know that's the nature of men, I'm not going to be mad at it. So it's just, so that actually makes my life easier, because if I get a man and he already has a wife or what have you, then I'm not mad at him for that. That doesn't bother me. And it actually makes it more peaceful for me, because I'm not sitting up worried about what his dick is doing. Because guess what? I can't control what his dick is doing anyway. What's good, BGS? I can't control, and crew. What's going on, crew? I can't control what his dick does anyway. You know how easy it is to go fuck somebody else? I can't control that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna worry about things outside of my control, and that be the issue with a lot of women. Are they worried about shit they can't control? You know what I'm saying? It's my personal perspective that women are more monogamous and men are polygynous by nature. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Women are monogamous, and since this is a gynocentric society we live in, we will project that onto men, that they should be monogamous as well because we are. But that's not true for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's only true for us. We're monogamous. And I don't mind that. It's like being mad at cats because they meow. No, pun intended.
Okay.
It's like being mad at cloud on a cloudy day and it rains. I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
getting mad at shit that's just real. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you can't get mad at that shit. It just is what it is. Now, I prefer, my personal preference is that I'm with a guy and he's not fucking everything. If he has a couple of women that's stable that he's with outside of me, that I can do that. But I can't be um exclusive to you, but you got community dick. Like you fuck every bitch that toot her ass up. I can't,
Right.
that I can't deal with, because you gonna bring me a disease, or you gonna fuck around. You don't have no discernment, so you gonna fuck a crazy bitch, and then you gonna have that. You gonna bring that shit, that drama to me. I don't wanna. I don't want the drama of you fucking bitches. Like I don't want that shit, because I'm not fucking them. I'm not even busting a nut, and I gotta deal with the problems. No, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even having fucking
Mm-hmm.
fun, and I gotta deal with the issues. I'm not gonna deal with that shit. So you have a set number of bitches, me and like two other bitches that you deal with, and then I know who you're dealing with. I know about them. I'm not mad at them, and all of that different shit. And nobody has to be a secret, and all of that shit, because if she cool, me and her gonna smack a five, and we gonna talk shit about your ass. So just deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you.
You know,
Mhm.
Obsidian, I would kind of have to agree. I don't know if you view it the same for the same reason that I do. Obsidian said exactly the sad truth is that far too many black men are not qualified to handle an ongoing poly arrangement. I think it's more about emotional immaturity though. I don't know what reasoning you have, but that I agree with the statement, but for that reason. I think that there are men who they're not bad men, they're not horrible men, but they don't necessarily have the level of maturity that it takes to pull it off without the lies involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Without I think it's harder to do without the lies than it is with the lies. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes
yeah.
another level of maturity to handle two or three women that know about each other. And you're not sneaking behind anybody's back doing anything. You're just doing you. You know what I'm saying? And they have some type of understanding about that. But a lot of men I find are just simply not emotionally mature um to handle the other dynamics. They can fuck multiple women. They can fuck a bunch of women, but when you actually have to manage them, when they are your women and not just passing through pussy, and it's like, okay, well, I'll just fuck that bitch, but I don't have no connection to the bitch. I just fucked her. But
Mm-hmm.
if I have two or three that I only deal with these women, can I manage them? And some men are simply not able emotionally to do that. Because if he's messy, that situation gonna be messy. Because he's the go-between. But if he's mature and keeping shit in check, that situation will be kept in check. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to try to make sure that he can get the type of women that's actually on that program and not gonna make more of a mess of that than it has to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some mess is gonna kind of get involved because women get catty and we get jealous, even when we do know about each other or whatever, because we'll start competing with one another for him. But
Yeah.
as long as he can keep that shit with a cap on it, it can actually work. You know what I'm saying? So what's good, Jay all day, and who else is it? Gab and Poetic. What's up? So, that's my view on the whole polygyny and this and that. I have an Islamic viewpoint on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm coming from. Uh
Well,
yeah, Obsidian. Yeah, say coming from Islamic point of view, we both know there are precious few black men who can treat more than one woman equally. You know what I mean? And you know what? All that he has to really do is give her the illusion that he's treating her equally. The illusion that he doesn't love one more than the other, which obviously he will. If a man has several women, he's gonna love one of them more than he loves. There's gonna be a favorite, just like a mother with her children. There's gonna be a favorite kid. Her job is to not let the kids know that there's a favorite kid and not treat them with favoritism in front of those other kids because they'll pick up on it. So, similarly, if you have multiple women, one of them is going to be your favorite. The trick is to not let the other ones know that that one's your favorite. Like, don't take her out
mhm.
on way more dates than you take the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Or you spend that's why the time has to be equal. Because if the time isn't managed to be equal, then you're gonna spend all your time with the favorite one. You're not gonna pay the other ones
Yeah.
no attention. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so structured like that. And what I'm talking about is the Islamic way that polygyny is structured because time has to be equal. If you have two wives, you have to give one of them they have to get equal time. So if you're spending a week with one, you have to spend a week with the other. You know,
Mhm.
it has to be some sort of equality and equity in that. You know what I'm saying? Um What's good, Valdez? Said it may sound counterintuitive, but the reason men are having difficulty is because we're not monogamous. Most men would be able to handle multiple women better than just one. I can see what you're saying with that. I can see what you're saying with that. Um, um, I actually ran into a situation where I considered, and I was gonna be the second wife, but as I observed this individual, I was like, oh, that's not gonna work. Not gonna work because it could because you got too many issues, and this marriage that wouldn't work. Now it ain't gonna work with me because I'm not gonna say too much on it, but it became a no, a sad no, because I actually like this person, but this is not gonna work. So I had to step back. But but I do see what you're saying, Angry Man, about it being counterintuitive. If we had been raised in a society that promoted polygyny, that would kind of force men to be emotionally more mature because that's what they would be looking forward to. They would be looking forward to having to deal with more than one woman without the stigma of it's being labeled as something bad or it is cheating or whatever. That's they would be growing up, and then and simultaneously the women would actually be acclimated as well to it because they would be socialized into understanding that when I get with a man, I do not necessarily have to be the only woman that he has.
Yeah, that's where I thought like maybe the problem would be is for one, it probably wouldn't work in this country because of how we're socialized, but also like the financial aspect. Um I would see it as okay if he's able to take care of all of them. But again, it would have to go back into like how women are socialized because if he's gonna take care of all of them, wouldn't they all be in like the same house and stuff? And who knows how that would work out.
If everything would have to change in the country because what's good, Valdez?
Hey Valdez.
Everything would have to change in the country, the whole structure, because you know what I'm saying. In this country, for black men, that's probably not going to work because of the way the system is set up against them. It's difficult for them to find the either the gainful employment or the
Mhm.
ability to start their own businesses, because if you're going to be a man with multiple women, you don't need to be working for somebody. You need to be having your own shit so that you're not restricted by that time that you would need on some type of somebody else's hourly pay and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? And then it would work better if they were either in the same household or in such close proximity that they could be gone between without too much problems. You know what I'm saying? Because even within polygyny, there's different ways that that can be done. Some people are more communal. So if I have 2 or 3 wives, they all agree to be in the same household. They're all having my children. And it's easier for me to take care of them while they are in the same estate. And then there are women like me who I'm not going to have any kids. And I am not of the inclination to raise yours. So like if they're little, I'm not going I'm not going to reject them because they're your children. So it's not going to be like, well, you can't bring your kids over here. I'm not going to do that because that's callous and it's counterintuitive. But I'm also not going to be the de facto babysitter just because I don't have kids and your other wife does. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So it can be structured different ways, and everybody would be in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do it how it fits you, but we would definitely have to restructure everything. The women have to be socialized differently. And I know I'm kind of taking up the talking time. I'm gonna let you talk, Valdez. I know you jumped on for a reason, but I want to address one thing that was said in the chat by I'm trying to find it. Let me scroll back through to find it. They said that polygyny wouldn't work because black women hate each other. No, polygyny doesn't work not because black women hate each other, but because they don't want to compete. It goes back to the point
Mm-hmm.
of the live stream. They don't want to raise their game.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm gonna jump off real quick and come back because my internet is acting spotty for some reason, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, that they just don't want to compete with each other. I mean, because if I get into a polygynous relationship, which I prefer at this point, I did monogamy for 20 years. My husband was awesome, but I also now understand all of the work that goes into being the one and only wife. I have to do all the heavy lifting, all of it, 100%. And like I said, my marriage was awesome. We had our issues, but we never had issues with each other. Um, but like I said, I understand the work. I now no longer have I don't have another 20 years. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
don't have the patience now. I'm at a different place in my life. So, it's time for a little bit of a switch up. We could do polygyny. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm much more emotionally mature at 40 than I was at 20 when I first got married to my husband. And even though the socialization of Islam changed my mind throughout the marriage, such that I was going to find him another wife so he could have children with her, that just didn't pan out. But I had gotten to that point, and I was probably like 32 or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
but now I prefer just that polygyny because I don't mind competing. I don't mind. I'll compete with her, and it's not a evil competition. It's a friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, if she got a nice body, I'm gonna have a nice body. Trust, I'm gonna be snatched. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not gonna be able to go over there and she snatched and come over here and I ain't. That's not gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? So if she
Mm-hmm.
cook good, I can burn in that kitchen. So he not gonna lack there. And I'm letting you know right now, if that bedroom game, I may not know exactly what she be doing, but I know that what I do gonna be top notch. So he ain't gonna be lacking there either. So you know what I'm saying? I don't mind it because I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know what kind of woman I am. So I'm not intimidated by anything that she does. And she may be a better woman. I'm still not intimidated by it, but you know what I'm saying? We don't want to compete with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes you it force you to raise your game. It force you
Mm-hmm.
to look in the mirror and say, "What can I improve about myself?" You know what I'm saying? If his other woman is more compliant and you're real obstinate and you argue a lot, guess what you're gonna have to do?
You're gonna
You
have
know what
to
I'm
try to be
saying?
more compliant.
Exactly. You're gonna have to be more compliant. you know, and or you lose that guy, especially
Yeah.
going back to the guy with options. Because if he's got two or three of you, he's got options, and he doesn't have to keep you. So you either get right or get left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it all goes back to being the best possible person you can be. And it's the funniest thing when they say, take me as I am, because I mean, I get it. Everybody wants to be accepted by someone, but at the same time, there's always something you can improve on. There's always something you could be learning or doing better or doing differently to get that person to just be more receptive to you. You don't have to be so rigid in the way you are.
Mhm. That's true. And like you said, it comes down to being the best version of you. But that is, again, is an admission of I'm not perfect, which I don't know why you're trying to be. Nobody's fooled. Nobody thinks you're perfect. Nobody. So, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Nobody thinks that you are, nobody thinks anybody's perfect. So there's no need to be, feeling some type of, like we talk about, guilt and shame, that there's something that you need to improve. For as much as I believe I bring to the table, there are things for me to improve. Because it's point blank. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I can improve. The question is, will I improve them? Sure. You know what I'm saying? I will try. I can't get rid of all my shortcomings and all my flaws. You know what I'm saying? Because again, no one is perfect. And
Right.
so the concept of taking me as I am, for me, simply means accepting that I have shortcomings. There's not a perfect anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the best wife that I possibly can be to you. But I'm going to have shortcomings and flaws. Now, I can try to minimize the negative effect that those things have, but I still have them. And simultaneously, I'm accepting your flaws because you didn't come to the table perfect either. So I'm accepting your shortcomings. And as long as what you bring to the table that is positive greatly outweighs what comes with it, the negative, then me and you can rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to take the bitter with the sweet as well. There's no such thing as this 100% person that is everything that you ever wanted in your life, and they never fuck up, and they never slip up, and they never make them like this. This that Disney shit. This
Yeah.
is the Disney shit.
That
You know
Prince
what I'm saying?
Charming Cinderella bull crap.
Right. Right. That Cinderella, all of that shit. Alan Wiley asked me, how are you able to lawfully be a second wife in the United States? Don't go through the state. I don't need the state to tell me who I'm with. I wasn't married to my husband by the state. I never went down and got a marriage certificate. I was married to him for 20 years. They don't tell me I'm not married. That's just the state want their money and they want to be in your business. The only benefit to that in my eyes personally was it would have made me his legal next of kin. And the only reason that was important to me is because we're Muslim and I wanted to bury him as a Muslim, and I didn't know what his family was going to do, but they were cool. They respected his belief system up until his death, and they didn't interfere with me and what I wanted to do with him. So, you know what I'm saying? That is how that's how Muslims get over it. We don't go to the state for any of it. I mean, there are Muslims who are married through the state. I'm not saying it's not. But if you want to be with another person, you can. The state can't tell you no.
Right.
Funny how bigamy is some a crime, but having a side bitch is not. How that work?
Yeah.
They might as well make that shit legal. Cause people doing it anyway. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are sharing mates, whether they're dating them or, one's married and, he's sleeping with the other or whatever. I mean, they're already doing it. So I don't know. I think they ought to legalize it since it's happening anyways.
Yeah, BGS, a side bitch is the loophole. But they legalized it for Mormons. So go ahead and just legalize it, just like they need to legalize weed everywhere. Legalize
Mhm.
multiple marriages everywhere. You legalize gay marriage. So what's the difference? I don't see the
Yeah.
problem.
One time I saw three lesbians get married on the news.
Wow.
So that's okay, but a dude having two wives isn't. Don't make no
Right.
sense.
Make it make sense. Like that don't even make no damn sense. So, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't people be able to do that? That makes no sense at all. So, I mean, like I said, people are already sharing people. And that's another thing that black women need to come up off of. I'm not sharing no man. Yes, you are. You share that nigga that you with right now. You share that nigga and you know you share the nigga. And so you just don't want the other woman in your face. Just say that. You want the illusion of monogamy, but you don't actually care if he's monogamous because you share that nigga. You know that nigga had 3 other baby mamas when you got with him. What you think he doing with them other women? You think he ain't fucking with them women just because he fucking with you? It's a lot of bitches think they pussy lined in gold. It ain't.
No, sit up there. Oh, sorry.
My bad. I had to reboot the computer. I wanted to jump on. I didn't want to interrupt y'all's conversation, but I wanted to jump on and explain that statement I made in the chat room because a lot of people are not going to understand that statement. This is what a lot of guys really don't get. The easiest time there is for you to deal with a woman is when you're just dating her. And most guys don't even understand why that is. Is it because she's a different woman than when you marry her? No, she's the same woman. The reason why it's so much easier to deal with her when you're dating is because she has not stepped into that mind space that she owns you yet. And she knows that you have other options. She knows that you could be dating other women. This same mind state exists in a polygynous arrangement. See, because if you are with one woman and then you get with another woman, the reason it's easier to deal with more than one woman is because they have more to focus on than just your ass. When you with one woman, she don't got nobody to focus on but you. If she gets, if there's another woman in the arrangement, we're just saying, Kendra, it's about competition. Those women are going to be competing with each other to see who's going to be the favorite wife. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, she doesn't have time to worry about you. She's too busy trying to compete with the other woman. Now, the trick to the shit is never to have a favorite. Even if in the back of your mind you think one of them is the favorite, the trick is to never show that shit. That's when you're going to start having problems. And
exactly.
And the thing that Obsidian was saying, when it comes to men, not being able to deal with multiple women in this day and age, that has more to do with the social upbringing of the women and the fact that we live in a capitalist society where everything is money driven. So that would make it difficult for a lot of black men, given the fact that we're kind of low on the socioeconomic ladder. But at the end of the day, like this whole concept that these women have, where they're running around, saying the take me as I am, or a man should just accept me for what I am or whatever. Okay, that's all good. But think about it like this. If you went to a new car dealership to purchase a car, all sorts of options. Whatever you want for it. You're never going to go to a new car dealership and see as is on the window.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's always going to have as is. And the reason why it has as is because they're getting into. You're accepting the fact that there is no warranty. When you buy that car, when you purchase that vehicle, you're going to have a problem with it. Okay. And I hate to have to associate women to cars. I know women love that, but
That's okay. I associate my own self with a car. Go ahead. I love cars. Go ahead.
yeah,
So
but it's
misogynistic.
but it, you know, it boils down like if a lot of these women, because they listen to other women, and you know, I think I'm going to talk about that later, but there's a lot of women that are they're making it difficult for other women because they keep spewing their head, like they keep spewing. Like here's a perfect example. One time I had this job. It was a really hard fucking job. It was at a fucking furniture factory, right? Now I went to this job willing to work, you know, to make money. It was hard, but I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So I'm standing over there fucking loading this wood onto this conveyor belt. And my cousin got a job the same day. And that day they had him sweeping. And he would sweep by my workstation. And every time he went by my workstation sweeping, he would complain. So every time he passed by me, he'd be like, man, this is some old bullshit. He'll keep sweeping. He'll come back again. Man, this shit is fucked up. And he just kept saying it and kept saying it every time he passed by. Now, you know, as strong as my willpower is, every time that brother went by that fucking workstation, my will to work there got less and less. And eventually, I ended up fucking quitting that job. Me and him quit that job. Now, the reason why I'm telling that story is because you have some women out here that could quite possibly have the potential to be really good women. It may be difficult for them, but in the back of their mind, they're saying, well, you know, I can hack it. All I got to do is do this and do this and do that. But all it takes is for them to have one raggedy motherfucking bitch that keep walking by them saying, these niggas ain't shit. Man, I wouldn't do that for that nigga. Before you know it, they done influenced that woman that could have been a good woman or could have been a woman on some other shit to be on some bullshit. And that's what I'm noticing nowadays, because you have a bunch of women running around constantly saying shit, and these other women are listening to it. And the funny thing about it is the women that are listening to the shit, they never even considered the fact that these bitches are doing this shit because misery loves company. They're doing this shit because they don't want your ass to win because they ain't winning.
But do you know why they don't consider it? I'm gonna tell you why they don't consider that. Because we're being told that shit at a young ass age before we're old enough to make our own damn decision about it. I was getting told stupid shit at like 14 or 15. What kind of maturity do I have to go against that? I can't really go against. It was just I'm just set up a different fucking way personally. But the reality is a lot of women aren't. So when they hear that shit from their mom, they aunts, they grandma, they cousin, and these women who are influential over them, telling them different shit. Men ain't shit. If you gonna let them fuck you, make them pay you. You ain't gotta do all of this different shit for no man. Let him do this shit for you. You getting told that as soon as you are old enough to even think about boys. These are the things, these are the lessons that we are being taught. It's not being said to us once we're grown. It's being said to us while we're grown. Cats can attest. While we're growing up, while we're exploring our femininity and our womanhood, we're being told shit like, well, if you're gonna let them fuck, make them pay you. Well, there's only one type of woman that fuck for pay. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're not being told that we will be viewed in that light if we do that. It's being said like where you're giving him something, make him give you something back in return.
As if you're not getting anything from it either.
Cognitive dissonance.
Exactly. Like, because if you getting good dick, what the fuck I need money for? Shit, you know what I'm saying? Again.
See, that's the myth. That's the cognitive dissonance That's the, trying to convince women that they're giving.
You cut out. Did you cut out
That's the
everybody
biggest
else?
issue. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
y'all
it
hear
was
me?
me.
No, he cut out.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now.
my internet is spotty. We something. Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Go ahead. Are you still talking?
I can't hear him.
If he is talking, I can't hear nothing.
Me neither.
If you talking, we can't hear you, sweetheart. You might have to drop and come back. But but yeah, we're being told that shit when we are young. And so okay, he said he's gonna be back.
All right.
So, we're being told that shit young. And like I said, I know you can attest to that, Cats, because you hear that shit and it's like, you know what? And it's just women like me and you that are just set up differently, who mind just, we smarter than the average bear, and we can think a little bit further ahead. Like, okay, that don't actually make sense. Because what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So how long am I supposed to do that shit? And it continues on into when we get a little older, when our relationships become more serious than high school shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if you try to do, I have witnessed, my own mother did this shit to me. When I first got married, like I said, I got married at 20. When I first got married, she would observe me. I'm cleaning the house. I'm getting dinner together. I'm doing all of this and that and the third. Housewife shit. Because I'm a fucking housewife. So I'm doing housewife shit. And now this is, mind you, was the same shit she did when I was growing up. Cleaning up and having dinner ready and shit. This is the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be sitting here doing that shit. Well, what is he doing for you? Excuse me? First of all,
Right.
he's my husband. Second of all, what do you mean what he's doing for me? He paying these goddamn bills up here. I ain't paying them. I don't have no intention of paying them. Not long as long as he won't pussy tooted up every day and he wants somebody to be submissive and listening to him, he gonna pay these bills. This is a mutual agreement. We are agreeing to this shit. And just like I want him to get up and go to work every day, and not be giving me no motherfucking excuses about how he can't pay rent this month and all that shit, then I have a job to do as well. And I don't need him coming in trying to figure out we ain't got no goddamn kids and bitch the house dirty. How the fuck that happened?
Yeah.
Where they do that at, bitch? And you kind of stingy with the pussy, and you got a whole attitude. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta have an attitude with him just because. And it was like out of spite. It was like she wanted me to not do shit just to spite him, just because I don't gotta do it. But you trying to give me advice make me lose my damn man. Just because you couldn't hold on to my daddy, that's your problem.
Yeah. My mom wasn't quite as bad. Like she was always telling me, okay, you have to learn how to cook and clean. But she was always telling me, learn how to do it for yourself. And I think that would be the only problem I have with that. Especially when she got remarried, she was very submissive to my stepdad. So how can say, well, don't depend on a man for this and that, but then as soon as you the man, all of a sudden it's a different. So I mean, I'm glad she changed her outlook, but at the same time, you know, she was giving me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mr. John Craig Jr. said, "You told your mother that?" Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and my mother do not have the fairy tale mother-daughter relationship. Um, I told her straight up like that, "Girl, bye. You trying to make me lose my man. And I just got married to this man. He ain't doing nothing to me. Why am I just spiting him? For what?" BJ!
Can y'all hear me?
Hey,
Yes.
BJ.
Okay, man, this was trial and tribulations. Trying to get on, but I was listening to the whole conversation now. But I'm gonna let Cass go and finish.
Oh, I was done. You can go.
Well, I was listening to what y'all was saying, and I agree 100% what y'all talking about, and I love when you said a lot of us is immature to handle that, polygamy type of relationship, marriage. And when you talk to the average person, they be like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "Okay, you've been socially programmed to think that you can't do that." But there's been cultures that done it, and it flourished. But a lot of y'all ain't in that mind state, so of course it ain't gonna look normal to you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, think about it. Take your brain out of it. I keep telling people, take your mind out of it and put on that person's mind. Would you think that she'll think that's stupid? And they're like, well, no, because she's used to it. I'm like, exactly. You're used to this way of living. Imagine if you were in Africa and they were practicing that, you'd be in your normal state. Nobody would bother you. Like Angry Man said, unmolested. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think it's abnormal until someone came and retaught you of how to think and how to act and how to be socialized.
Mm-hmm. And that's the truth, because what people nowadays don't want to think about is that polygyny was the norm of marriage
Yep.
for the longest. If whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or whatever, the Bible is replete with all of those men were married to more than one woman for the most part. The majority of them were. And that's the normal state of marriage. Now, there are going to be men who want to be monogamous. Both monogamy and polygyny are valid forms of marriage.
Yep.
Okay? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his first wife, he was married to Khadijah. And he did not marry another woman. She died. And then when he got married again, he had 9 wives. Okay.
Right.
He eventually, at one point, the most that he had was 9 wives. So he made the example that there is monogamy, which is perfectly valid if that's what you want to do. But then there is also polygyny that is also perfectly valid if that's what you want to do. It is not an invalid state of marriage. And it's not an abnormal state of marriage either. Pushing monogamy as the only form of marriage that is worth anything or that's normal, that is a new construct within the last few hundred years.
And it's
That is
disrespectful to other people too.
It is. It is. Because that form of marriage has been working for so many cultures for many, many millennia. That has been working, and that has been the normal thing to do. And we know that it's the normal thing to do because we still are doing it.
Just not in a functional way.
Yeah.
It's dysfunctional, and then they've also made it illegal. So even if you did want to do it in a functional way, you couldn't.
Yeah.
And so we are still doing it because that's the natural state of the human being. That is simply how men are made. It is simply how women are made. And so we can't contravene it because nature is nature, and there isn't going to be any legislation that is going to change nature.
Yep. And that's why we're stuck on this take me as I am. We got to that point because now we didn't let some group of pasty women teach our women how to behave and how to act and the way to think. I'm like, just because your dude only can handle one of y'all, that don't mean the other dudes think the same way. We're a whole different animal.
Literally.
I'm like, I be listening to some of these folks, especially the wig, you know. Can't wait to torch that wig one good time. But she's ridiculous. It's like, if you think all of us are dusty and that you are up here and we're down here, why do you discuss dust? I never discuss dust around my place. I end up cleaning it up and throwing it out. You know, I end up, discarding it and don't ever think about it. But this person keeps collecting dust, and she really she thinks of herself as dust. Let's keep that 100. She know that wig is dusty, and she's mad at herself for not changing her collectibles. But anyways, she's trying to be mad at all the men. I'm like, what? Like, why do you worry about low-hanging fruit if you really think we're stupid, dusty, and weak, and we're beta males? Go with the white dude. I don't have no objections. I don't think nothing wrong with you. Just go ahead and do it quietly and do it quickly.
Take your wig, fold it and put it under your arm and walk out. I want you to put your finger up like you do in church when you want to be excused and excuse yourself from the Black community.
And I bet you she'd be the same one that snatched that wig off of that white dude and behave herself. I'm like, come on now.
Tell me about it.
I can't stand when chicks do that. You go natural as soon as you get with someone else. Like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
It don't make sense. I only had one girlfriend that actually did that for me.
Oh, really?
Take all that stuff off. And she was like, oh, okay, she's like, what you saying do make sense. I need to go ahead and take care of my own. And I'm like, do that. I don't want to see all this extra stuff.
Cedric, did you just join us? He says this is about, you wondering what the stream is about. We're talking about, essentially, the conversation is kind of growing on its own, but basically we're talking about Black women not wanting to compete with a man that has options. She doesn't like dealing with a man that has options because it forces her to self-reflect on what she needs to improve about herself and then start competing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, just to circle it back around to that is one of the issues that we are having in the Black community as far as our family structures and relationships are going, because the women find it to be bashing if anyone says anything about behavior or about just putting the mirror up in front of them and saying, you know what, I'm not going to point it out, you point it out. You know what I'm saying? You point out your own things that need to be improved and go ahead and work on those things. And it kind of doesn't matter how you say that. It is all woman bashing. If you're not kissing ass, okay, if you're not kissing ass and saying the Black woman is God and, she doesn't have any faults and flaws, if you're not doing that, you ain't shit, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Even older women, they shut them up. That's why you don't hear the teaching anymore from the older women teaching younger women. Because I was kind of peeping that when I was growing up. Like our church mother used to always tell the young ladies, kind of fix yourself up. Don't let your husband see you like that. And we used to hear them sermons all the time from the women telling the other women that, and then we hear it from the men, man, be them head of your household and all that, all that stuff. But then we notice on the women's end, they have silenced the old women, the old mothers, the aged women, even the middle-aged women. They was trying to tell the young women, and they would like fight back, like, oh, she thinks she all that, she's mad because she old. And I'm sitting there looking like, what? So by the time I came of age, I was giving the okay to the older women to start doing it again. I said, you know what? All y'all younger women that's trying to, disrespect this, this is a particular church mother we had. you need to listen to what she's saying. She's giving you game. She's telling you how to get a husband, not catch a man. You know what I mean? It's two different things, because you can be a midnight creeper, or you can be the wife. It's two different things. And they didn't want to hear that. It was like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, seriously. And even we do the whole, second and third wife, you still ain't gonna get them places. You still gonna be just a midnight creeper, because you don't know how to clean, you don't know how to wash your kids up, you don't know how to comb their hair, you don't know how to you don't know how to do good hygiene for your children. But you know how to fix your stuff up and turn up at night and be somebody's booty call and then crying, talking about men ain't nothing. And I'm like, what?
Right. Exactly.
Where
do they do that at? You still don't know how to, like you said, do any of the things that men are actually still looking for their wives to do. You're the piece of ass that he slides by. I don't even did. It was this one guy, because I told y'all I had got on that stupid dating site, right?
Yeah.
That I'm not even on. Like, I hid my profile on it, and I don't even look at it anymore. I was so ashamed to have even been there, but I was. Don't worry, that was like a low point in my whole life. But it was one dude who slid in my little inbox. You can message. Now I got my little profile up there. I got my little pictures up there, and he was like, "Can I slide through the night and slide in on some of that pussy?" And after I laughed at it, I had to write back. I was like, "So what wasn't in my profile or in my spirit that told you that I was a 2:00 booty call in the morning? Like I was the bitch that you don't take nowhere. You just come through round about 2-3 a.m. and fuck her. At what point in my profile did you see that and was like, you know what? I think this is a message that I need to send." And when I sent that, he was like, "Oh, my bad, queen." And he wanted to do the queen shit.
Oh my God, I hate that.
And
I hate that shit.
You know what it is? It's not even so much your profile of him being disrespectful. It was his way of like almost vetting you. Now, if you'd have gave the green light, he's like, "Oh, this is what type of chick she is." But when you told him up front, like, "I ain't the type of chick I am," we rarely ever hear that now. Now, when me dating, I'm respectful, cool, whatever. I'm just a chill dude. That's how I am. I let you know what up front, what I'm looking for, what I want, and all that, all that stuff. But if I'm not doing none of the grimy stuff like some of these dudes are doing, not saying it's wrong for what they're doing, because they won't. That's just them. But when you vetting, because I'm like, let me switch it a little bit. And I did that too. You get messages right back. Like this one chick, her name was something Satin, because I was on that dating app as well. That was like maybe a year ago. And her name was something Satin, whatever. I'm like, "Hey, Miss Satin, how you doing? How them satin sheets is?" She messaged me back quick. I'm like, oh. And I already peep game. I know how it goes. But I'm looking for a certain type of woman. And so I'm looking like, oh my God, like it's just as easy nowadays. Just as easy. I knew it was easy, especially when I was dating way, on just going through. But it was just the fact that like it's gotten even worse. It's like, okay, like I hear the horror stories from my boys, but I'm like, is this? And I'm just witnessing for myself, like, this is crazy. Like, we had to work for it a little bit back in, the early 2000s. By then I was an adult, 2005, whatever. But now it's just like, just tell me when and where, and that's just it. It's like, okay. Like, and those chicks was a minimum back then. Now they're like a maximum. Like, just pick your number.
And like I couldn't. It was just like, okay. What was it? So then when I asked him back, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Queen. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was like, well, it was disrespectful. You to ask me, you not even saying hello, just ask me when you could come fuck. no, this is not gonna happen. Like, okay, so since that was how you presented yourself, because this is like how I'm looking at it, you're giving me your best representative.
Mm-hmm.
And that was your best representative. I can't, I mean, you couldn't come with nothing better than that, because I figure if you could, you would have. But you couldn't, so you didn't. And then he got blocked. You know what I'm saying? He got blocked because I don't be wanting to hear whatever else they got to say. I don't want to hear your retort. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets into a conversation. I want to have no conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I said that to, you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, I forgot why I said it. But in any case, my man be everywhere. I kind of want to get up and go get another piece of chicken, but we ain't going to talk about that.
What kind of chicken?
I just fried some chicken wings, girl. I ain't had no chicken wings. You don't know. It's been a long time since I had some chicken wings. Anyway,
Oh my God.
talk about some chicken
let me
wings.
stop.
Anyway, yes, Lord. Okay, so
that's the black people food right there. Go to.
That's nigga kryptonite. Some chicken wings. Just some chicken wings.
Lord.
If y'all keep fighting white supremacy, we gonna take all the chicken wings off the market. What do you want to do? We'll have to convene on that shit. Like they gonna take all the chicken wings, nigga. The cooked ones and the raw ones. Yes, nigga.
Nigga, even the coons will act right. They take off chicken. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna side with you, black people. Well, we're gonna let you side with us. I'm gonna kill you afterwards. We think about that later.
Right, we'll join up with you. Let these chicken wing laws pass, nigga. We got to pass these chicken wing laws, nigga. But yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, Charles, you can't take no nigga chicken. No, you can't take no nigga chicken now. That's crossing the line right there. You was getting ready for a real fight. You started talking about that damn chicken. Now you can say what you want about, you know, stereotypes. How black people don't like chicken? Fuck you. Yes, we do. Or I question your blackness. I question you.
Like the ones that say they vegetarian. I'm like, how?
You're right.
I was vegetarian for a moment.
Yeah, I had a moment of insanity.
Insanity. I did too. I'm eating steak right now.
I thought about it, but never followed through.
But yeah, okay. So I'm going to talk about something that's in the chat because Ronan is going in again, which is so fucking funny. Wait a minute, what was said? What did this is getting boring talking about chicken girl? Unblock her.
Okay.
So Tanika, what would be unboring to you? You're unhidden, so you can type. What subject matter would you like to have? This is women controlling shit, by the way. Want to control shit.
She's probably one of Dusty Wig's followers.
And I'm gonna upload the video because I was making a video to upload about women controlling things. So you have the floor, Miss Roberts. What would be a good topic for you? And we're all gonna wait. We're all looking at this chat room, just so you know.
You like how they be in the principal's office.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. You know how the little badass kids be like,
What she really want to say, what she really wanted for this live stream is black men are subjugated. That's what she wanted to hear. But she didn't get a
she
chance
saw
to
the
hear
title and was like, that's right. Take me as I am.
An intelligent conversation about black female relationships with men. So did you just tune in or have you been listening the whole time?
Dang, it's taking her a long time to write.
I'm waiting. I want to know, did you just tune in or have you been listening the whole time?
All she needs is a good man to put some good testosterone on her. and she'll stop typing.
Okay, that does it. Bye. Well, take your bitch ass on then. And this is what the fuck I be talking about. Women coming in thinking they can motherfucking run some motherfucking shit. Now speak your piece. You had enough motherfucking balls, bitch, to come in my motherfucking chat room and tell me my motherfucking conversation was boring because we had laughed about some motherfucking chicken. Hold your nuts, bitch. Hold it thine own nuts, bitch. Don't leave, bitch, and don't nobody block her ass either. We'll block her later.
Well, here's the thing about that dirty foot raggedy.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
What's going on, y'all? First of all, you come in this motherfucker talking about some, this is getting boring, talking about, then guess what? Make a goddamn channel, and then you can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Oh, I forgot. Ain't nobody gonna watch that shit.
Nobody gonna watch that silly ass shit.
Stop coming to other people's shit that actually have followers, because won't nobody in this motherfucking complaining but your raggedy ass, you fucking dirty skeezer. So don't come in this motherfucker talking crazy.
Oh, ski.
Because I was gonna invite your little stupid ass onto the panel because I like doing shit real time.
She don't want no smoke.
That's why she said bye real quick.
That's why she bounced. As soon as she got that attention she was looking for, that's why she. First of all, let me ask this: What did you think was gonna happen when you said that goofy shit? Did you think motherfuckers was gonna be like, random ass person said this is boring, so let's change the conversation? Did you really think that was gonna happen? I know you still watching. Yeah, I know. Look, let me tell you something. You can pretend like you bounced, but I know you still, because I ain't never in my life, in a million years, ever met a woman that didn't want to hear what was said about her. So I know your ass is still in this.
Well,
I know you still watching. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You know what's so funny? They really think they got that black girl magic to where they can make you shut up. I'm like, come on now. You know, we some grown folks. We're going to do what we want to do. Just as much as you try and tell us to change the conversation, we're going to tell you to shut up. I'm like, as simple as that.
Yeah. Fucking ass bitch. You come in here with that motherfucking goofy ass shit. I know you've been listening the whole motherfucking time. Just take your notes and bitch, if a rock hit you in your fucking head, just shut the fuck up. Put the ball gag back in your mouth, bitch, and shut the fuck up and finish taking notes. Because I know you still fucking listening with your punk ass. Sick of this stupid ass shit. Always a bitch somewhere trying to run some motherfucking shit. Why don't you talk about an intelligent conversation? Bitch, you talk about an intelligent conversation. Bitch, spell intelligent, bitch.
Now, DJ Fish Grease, you can't talk about a half-baked, dirty ass, no drawers burned, one titty bigger than the other.
Uh-oh.
No hang time having, big toe smaller than a little toe, knock knee, no ass,
oh God.
Broken back, twisted neck, cross-eyed bitch. Okay, you can't do that to that bitch.
No, he ran down.
Do not talk about the you only pretty when I'm drunk. Bitch only got sexy from the ankle down. You only sexy. Looks like a burnt matchstick looking bitch. Okay, you can't talk about her like that. That's cruel and unusual. She looked like an ashtray from the 1985. Okay, that's what she looked like.
You mean one of these heavy ass glass ashtrays that was brown and shit? Right. Mama used to threaten to throw at you.
No.
You know, she got one titty's a 38D, the other one's a 12A.
He said 12A. I'm done. Yeah. Why is one titty so severely bigger than the other?
Oh my God.
That's some old my puberty ain't going right type shit.
One
Long
titty bigger.
pussy
One
lips
titty
having
bigger
bitch.
than the
Look like
other
she got
one.
a pair of balls.
One titty bigger than the other one because that's how her mama used to punish her because she used to run her mouth back in the day too. So she punch him in them titties. Shut up, bitch.
Bitch look like some burnt fish and shit. I can't believe that shit.
Come in here trying to run no shit. I don't like no motherfucker trying to run shit from the chat room. You will get roasted. If you are new here, Sheila Tony, welcome. Because she said she is new here. We'll get back to the actual topic in a minute.
Yeah, you see, you better than me. Because I would have talked about chicken for the rest of the goddamn show just because of that. I'd have been on this motherfucker like old boy from Forrest Gump. I'd have been like chicken pot pie,
chicken parmesan,
fried
chicken,
fried chicken,
chicken fried rice, all kinds of shit.
Angelina Jolie sound like a Mexican dish.
And then you have to tell her, you have to take me as I am.
That bitch look like wet dog hair, man. It smell like it too. Look like an old prospect off of Red Dead Redemption and shit. Ugly
White dog shit.
You know, she looked like the bottom of an empty liquor bottle. You know when you got that little squig left?
That's
when you got spit particles up in that bitch.
That's the nastiest looking liquor you ever want to see.
It's just backwash.
That's that backwash and shit. That bitch looked like the living embodiment of gingivitis.
Okay, you off the panel. You have to get off the panel. I am putting you out of here.
I've been rebuked. Damn it, rebuked. I'm gonna be like this bitch. I'll be kicked off of panels by better niggas.
Good day, sir.
This conversation boring. Y'all talking about chicken grow up. I think it's the grow up part that really fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because bitch, girl, I'm grown enough to stand my motherfucking ground. If I go in a chat room and talk shit, I'm grown enough to keep talking that motherfucking shit. When you come in and you want all the smoke, bitch, you got to come in with a gas mask, bitch, so you can take all the smoke, bitch. Okay?
Be a lightweight.
It's just to me, it's all this like false, sense of you black people should be doing this one thing, you should be doing this other thing, you're supposed to be serious all the time. And I'm like, we don't have to be serious 24/7. Like, I understand we took entertainment too far. I understand we took religion too far. It's just like we have balance over here. We can joke for a minute, then talk about something intellectual, then talk about some real social problems. But it's like just the fact where people trying to shame you into saying what they want you to say. I'm like, get that out of here. I ain't got to do what you tell me to do. We grown. Don't be calling me, tell me to grow up. That's ridiculous.
No. But I ain't even gonna, roast her no more because her little desperate ass, little dirty ass. She just wanted some more motherfucking tips on how to get a man because all this bitch know how to do is smoke blunts and suck dick, and she don't suck dick very well. So she just needed a few more tips on how to actually get a man. Ronan was helping her out in the chat, talking about musty bitches and how bitches need to wash their ass. So the chicken conversation just took away from her note taking. That's all. That's all that is.
Oh man, how to get a man? Lesson number 1: shut the fuck up.
That bitch was mad because she can't have no chicken. That's all that was.
Bitch mad because she can't cook no chicken. Is that what it was, Angry Man? That bitch was mad. She one of them bitches that'll twerk on Instagram, but the back around of her house is empty than a motherfucker. You can hear that bitch echo. Is that what you saying?
If she gets hungry for some chicken and it's after a certain hour, she ass out because Popeyes closed, motherfucking KFC closed. She just fucked. She can't cook no chicken.
Man, she can't even get chicken flavored ramen noodles.
That bitch can't boil water
without scorching it. As the old folks
She
say, you can't boil water without scorching it.
That bitch should burn cereal with milk.
Oh my god.
And what I can't figure out is how the bitch can't cook. The instructions is on the box, bitch. So is you illiterate too?
Oh.
Bitch is illiterate.
Yes.
Yes.
You know
That's the type of bitch that said I cook from scratch and start itching. What the fuck?
This is the same type of bitch that'll enter into a twerking contest on Instagram while her baby walk in the background with a pamper on and dirty ass feet, and it's a little clutter of dirt in the motherfucking corner, and this bitch shaking her ass like this is the biggest priority that she got.
Oh my god, she take it.
Sweep your motherfucking flow, bitch.
Hey, Kendra, you telling me she the type of bitch to show ass pictures on IG, but she got to load in the toilet?
Yes. Yes.
Ass pictures. That bitch ain't got no ass. She's showing back pictures. Goddamn it,
Back
motherfucker be twerking.
back.
You see nothing but a back.
I crack all the way in the fucking my ass.
Shit.
She had the nerve to be Jamaican.
He like my favorite superhero movies, extended features with her fucking back. God damn.
Bitch had a long ass day, didn't she?
Little piece eggs.
Oh, Hank Hill having ass, bitch.
Yeah, you know, he said extended shoulder blade. I'm so done.
So you can't do this. Y'all can't do this because I went to Lake Clifton and this is all the fuck we did last period for 90 minutes. When we said we giving you a 90, we talking about we talking about your entire DNA. I would go home and slap your mother for giving birth to you.
Oh my god! I know you still watching, Tanika. I guess you appalled because you get roasted, but this is the attention that you asked for.
Nigga said she got a concave ass.
No, what she doing? What she doing right now? She's surfing YouTube trying to find other channels that probably don't like us, so she can go to that chat room and be like, "You never guess what they said about me." Raggedy ass motherfucking bitch.
She one of wig followers. I'm telling you.
As a woman.
See, I'm starting to see why certain individuals have so many goddamn followers. Because it's a whole lot of motherfucking scuttlebucket bitches out here. I hate to say
it's a gaggle of goofy bitches. A gaggle of goofy ass bitches.
Matter of fact, I'm starting a new comic book. It's called The League of Lonely Bitches. bitches. You know, I swear to God, ass probably flattered a 2-year-old soda. Dang.
So Charles, are you saying the theme song is "What Would the Lonely Do for Christmas"?
Hold on, a gaggle of goofy bitches, the League of Lonely Women, a huddle of homely hoes.
The League of Lonely Women, they fortress of solitude is constructed instead of ice. It's constructed of motherfucking the most rigid dildos you could find.
The angry assholes of Avarice. That's the tag team called "You're Pretty When I'm Drunk." Oh my God!
Got time for you goofy ass, dusty, musty, crusty ass bitches.
See,
coming in my motherfucking chat room, acting a goddamn fool.
This is when you really pissed them off. When you said you were married for 20 years, this bitch could be married to the drug game. Okay, even the drug game would divorce her ass. That's how she is. Okay. Bitch look like bad problems. Okay, that's all she looked like. She looked like a half a cup of fucking oodles and noodles still dry. Bitch. Only you can start forest fires.
Ronan is going in. How you gonna say they D-battery divas?
D-battery D. Yo, I like that with D-battery.
BGS said the dildos would go soft.
Oh shit!
Even the dildos don't want no smoke. Like that bitch had a whole attitude and her ass stank yesterday. I'm not getting hard for that bitch. Are you? Nah, I'm gonna fade to black on that bitch. If she come over here.
They're the only bitches in the world with their vibrators that say, "Man, it smell like low tide." God damn. That's something fishy going on here.
How he gonna say? How Ronan gonna say? Is your pussy ashy?
Well, you know what they say, Kendra, when sparks fly.
Oh my God, he is going in.
He going in. Oh my God.
I like those new commercials. You see the football players doing, like, yep, her goldfish just left her. Like
lonely ass hit dog hollering ass bitch. A rock hit you. You should have motherfucking, like I said, kept the ball gag in your mouth, bitch. Don't even say nothing. When the motherfucking rock hit you, you was mad at the conversation before. You're mad because you can't have chicken. You can't cook chicken, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Don't know, nigga. You can't even cook bought chicken, bitch. You went to Jewel's and got the chicken rotisserie and it was still undone. Bitch, get the fuck up out of here.
Got her.
God damn, she sit on Santa's lap and he cried. God damn, bitch.
No, that bitch sit on Santa's lap and that nigga be like, I gotta go to the laundromat after this shit because my whole motherfucking outfit stank. This funky booty bitch up out of here.
How you gonna nasty bitch? How you gonna twerk with a streak in your ass, man? That's nasty.
I seen that happen.
That
a
is
bitch was twerking with a dirty ass. Her panties was dirty than a motherfucker.
You know, you dirty when motherfucking black people just look at you with that frowned up face. Look at her prune. So
you must be one of the bitches that can't compete. You was actually one of the bitches, Tanika, that couldn't compete and would not want the very thought of your man having options scares the fuck out of you. You're one of them bitches. Let's keep that shit a buck after we get through roasting your stupid ass, goofy ass. You're one of them bitches that can't fucking compete for a man. Okay? If you would get your motherfucking self right, you would be able to get a motherfucking man to pay you some goddamn attention. You know what I'm saying? Get that motherfucking whack ass, wiggity whack ass weave off your motherfucking head. Number one, it smell like Patron and Lost Souls, bitch. Get that motherfucking shit off your head.
This is another DJ Fish Grease exclusive.
Get that motherfucking shit off your motherfucking head. And after you do that shit, comb the shit that's on your head if you got any. Comb that shit. And then re-examine your motherfucking self to see what shit you can bring to the table. Like I said earlier, list 5 things about yourself that a man would appreciate that's not that whack ass head game you got and that lame ass ride game you got. Bitch, you riding dick like you scooting up a chair to a table. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
This is another DJ Fish Grease exclusive.
Man, y'all roasted her into the next universe.
Man,
she shouldn't have said that.
Remember back in the day when you see little girls wear like when you were in school, they would have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday drawers. She got the monthlies and shit. She's still in jeans and shit. We gotta save money. Nasty.
And bitch, if you is wearing the same drawers, at least have the common decency to take them bitches off at the end of the day. Go into the bathroom sink, wash them bitches by hand, bitch, and let them dry overnight and put them back on in the morning. At least they'll be clean drawers, bitch. God damn.
Ooh.
See, this is the equivalent of a Nifnon who never had the washcloth treatment.
Yes.
This is the equivalent. You know what that is? That's a female who don't even get a ride home.
You know damn well, Kendra, that these goddamn bundle skunks ain't washing no motherfucking drawers. Let me tell you something. Them goddamn.
They smell like new paint and shit. God damn.
Goddamn drawers can stand up by themselves.
God damn.
God damn, just a whole nother entity. They just crawl off that bitch's ass and just look at her like, bitch, when is you gonna wash me? And when is you gonna wash that funk ass pussy?
Let me tell you something. The crotch of them motherfucking drawers got a whole goddamn community. They got a whole environment living in that motherfucker.
A petri dish panty ass bitch. Bitch, your whole panties is a petri dish, bitch.
I bet you the nigga from Castlevania couldn't exercise them fucking panties, boy. God damn. I mean, you need holy water.
You can cast me out, priest.
You need to put a stake through that motherfucking drawers. God damn.
Yeah, nigga, you flick some holy water. You flick some holy water on them drawers if you want to. You know what that shit gonna sound like? Sound like some water hitting a frying pan.
Drawers probably got the same fabric as Tim's and shit. God damn.
Talking about Satan be gone.
And you know when you say Satan be gone. And the sad thing about it, you could be like, Satan be God, and he come out of nowhere. Don't blame that shit on me.
Come to find out. They said Satan been walking the earth all of these damn years. No wonder nobody couldn't find him. That nigga was in her drawers the whole goddamn time.
Boy, she got Jimmy Hoffa. She got the secrets of the universe. God damn. She got the old nigga from the... You got the old nigga from the Thundercats up in her pussy.
You go to fuck that bitch, and when she go to take her motherfucking drawers off, you hear, Damien, how do this? You're like, God damn, is that goddamn Damien music? Cast me out, priest. Because she's just possessed.
Bitch got
You gotta do like Uncle Ruckus. You gotta have holy water, a whip, a nightstick, a job application.
When motherfuckers die, they don't go to fucking. You know where purgatory is? That bitch is wrong. That's the halfway point from the living and the underworld.
That bitch's drawers is the river Styx. You ain't got motherfucking 2 coins, goddammit, to give the motherfucking guys on the river Styx. You go right to her motherfucking drawers. That's the punishment, nigga.
Kendra Valdez, you know I love you both, but I gotta debunk this shit. We all know her pussy is the lake of fire.
I tell you what,
he got that burning yearning, baby.
I tell you what, knowing that, I'm about to go repent right now, guys. I'm about to pray right now. Lord, forgive me.
No, that ain't the proper prayer. You got to say, God, forgive me. You got to be like, oh boy.
You find yourself in them drawers. You got to look up in the sky and say, Lord, why have you forsaken me?
God damn. That's the fucking, you really do need the whole armor of God, don't you?
Oh my God! You need the sword of omens, nigga. You need the fucking. You need
sword
the power. You need the powers of Grayskull to get away from that.
Man, you need to fuck that. You got to go to Shiva. Let me hold this sword of protection. God damn! I wouldn't fuck it with your flying horse's dick. Okay. God damn! That's why they call that bitch Swiftwind. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Tanika. We not talking about chicken no more.
Yeah, we are talking about your raggedy
meat, bitch.
Raggedy bitch.
Okay, so that's enough attention for that bitch.
Oh, skid mark.
So,
lily livered, motherfucking lily livered sushi meat.
Look like some burnt fucking fried bologna off of fucking what's that shit called? A cast iron pan looking bitch.
That bitch look like a
Don't
number
you dare
5.
put that on fried bologna, child. Don't you dare put that on fried bologna.
That bitch dirty ass snatch look like a number 5 at Arby's.
I bet you that bitch pissed like government cheese out of her pussy, boy.
the visual on Nasty. I bet you wish we was talking about chicken right about now, huh, Tanika?
Trust me, I got a couple of shots of this apple whiskey. Bitch, say something about Kendra again. I dare you. I double motherfucking dare you. I will ride you like my man Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, bitch.
No, she might think that's a good thing if you say you gonna ride her.
Oh, trust me. Oh, no. She could never get a man of my qualities. You know why? Because I have a sense of smell and taste and sight.
But in any case, okay, we done with you till you say some more goof ass shit. You ain't gonna say nothing else because you don't want to smoke. Now, that should serve as a lesson to any of you, others of you that would like to have smoke. Don't. Okay. So anyway, hey, wait a minute. Can y'all hear me? Did something happen to my shit? Oh, okay. So in any case, getting back to the regularly scheduled program, because I'm only gonna be on here for a little bit later. A little bit more. I'll probably end this at probably 5:30 or 5:45 because I got to get back out here and grind some more, y'all. Got to get this paper. That's tripping out here with this Uber shit. But in anyway, yeah, this Uber shit is really tripping. But oh, hold on, y'all. I just got approved for monetarizations.
Hey,
how y'all doing? Hey, how you doing? Anyway.
Oh shit!
Look, nigga, don't go Hollywood on this either.
Oh shit! Let me tip you. You know how much
y'all still hit that PayPal link though. Hit that goddamn PayPal link.
Oh, I might do both. You know, today's payday. I might do both. You know, hey, you got you and Cats. You know, you and Cats up there. You know how much I love chocolate. Eating so much, I might get diabetes tonight.
You gonna get some diabetes? You ain't gonna get diabetes off me. I'm dark chocolate. I'm semi-sweet nigga. Semi-sweet nigga. Half the sugar, all the potency. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
don't get me started.
Don't do that because I put more people to sleep than fucking NyQuil.
Ah, you the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, achy head fever.
Nigga, bitch, nod off medicine. That's what the fuck I do.
Just a bitch, you get done with the bitch. Go to sleep like home and daddy.
Not only did she go to sleep, the next thing I know, I'm smelling some breakfast when I'm like, when we wake up.
Oh, you got some let me serve you type thing. Oh, okay, well, all right then. You do the damn thing. Hey. Make it do what it do.
Hey, it's not bragging if you could back it up.
Tony, thank you. He said, y'all better stop before you get me started. See, y'all ain't no goddamn good. Y'all ain't no earthly good. Did I check out? Hey, Shady. I'll get back with you on that in Discord. But anyway, getting back to these women and not competing. Women such as a certain bitch that wanted to come in here for smoke, that don't want to compete for these men. You have to be able to hold the mirror up to your own self and make the necessary improvement. And it's not that you don't know what improvements to make. Black men have repeatedly said what they want in general out of their women. Now, each man will want other specific things, tweak it, whatever. But black men have said and repeated it ad nauseum what they want their women to do. And essentially, they just want their women to be traditional women. Want you to be able to know your ass from a hot plate, bitch. We want you to be able to wash your ass. They want you to stop being masculine as fuck and trying to be the men in the relationship when they're the men in the relationship. Okay. Both of y'all cannot have nuts. If he wanted to be in a gay relationship, I'm pretty sure he could do that. But he would like to be in a heterosexual relationship. That means only one of you have a pair of balls. And it should not be you. Okay. He wants you to simply be able to follow some goddamn. Oh, you back? Do you know how many times I get asked when I'm on number? I don't give a fuck about how many times you get asked for your number. I don't fuck bitches.
Trash cans get
Where
asked
was
to be
you at
thrown away.
when we was roasting your ass? Now you back. Good. Now you can listen to get some game. I need you to lick the tip of your pencil like they do on the movies, bitch, and write it down. So now they want you to have some sort of ability to follow instructions or a lead. Now this does not even need to be. They're not saying doormat. Or they don't want a woman to have a backbone, because black men are accustomed to backbone. If they get a woman that they can doormat, they get bored of her very easily. Okay, and it become like, okay, yeah, she do everything I want. She doesn't even. It come to a point where, okay, does she have a brain of her own at all? Does she have any original thought of her own that I didn't give her? You know what I'm saying? That's just an expression. And when I want your opinion, I give it to you. They actually want you to have one. They just want it to make some type of sense. That's all. Because contrary to popular belief, our men are intelligent and they like their intellect to be stimulated as well. Am I lying, men?
You telling the truth.
Okay. Because they figure you could get their dick hard. But any bitch with a fat ass can do that. They want a woman that can stimulate his mental energy and get that riled up. Okay. Once they realize that you are intelligent, not, well, I went to school and I got some degrees. No, bitch, that just means you're brainwashed. We want to know, are you intelligent? Okay. That's what we want to know. Are you intelligent? Can you look at the world? See, book smart and intelligent are two different things. Book smart is being brainwashed in the white man's school system, his Prussian school system, which has its place, but that ain't what we talking about. Intelligence is the ability to gather knowledge, make critical critical thinking on that knowledge, and then apply the knowledge that you have. That is intelligence. Okay, you have to be able to apply the knowledge that you have to your life. Okay, and have that shit make some type of motherfucking sense. Men want to know, do you have good decision making skills? Because contrary to other popular beliefs, they don't want to do all the work of thinking. They don't want to think for you. They want to be able to delegate tasks to a woman that they have confidence that she can actually carry out this task without being micromanaged. Okay? That is what he wants. A woman that he can delegate a task. If he wants you to pay all the bills, okay, he go make the money and say, okay, out of this check, this is how much, I'm a lot in the account. He don't expect the bills to be unpaid because he put the bills in the account for you to manage. Okay. He want to be able to do that. And when he come home, flick that goddamn light switch and them lights come on. He don't want to have given you light bill money, bitch, and come in and them lights off. Because that's going to be your ass. So now he wants you to be able to do that shit now. You know what I'm saying? And manage the household, because that is actually your job, to manage the household. I was the CFO of our marriage. I was the CFO. He was the CEO and I was the CFO, which means that I controlled the financial aspect of the marriage. He went and got the money. He would allocate that money. This was for bills. This part was for me, and the rest of it was whatever the hell he did with it. Okay? And it was up to me to manage, make sure, look at the bills, how much it is, make sure that the light bill ain't super fucking high and all this other type of shit in the gas bill, and make sure the rent was paid on time, and make sure when any other expenses were taken care of. That is what he wanted. And wait a minute. See, I'm going to give you the link in a minute, because you talking cash shit in this motherfucking chat room. Simulating intellect.
Wow.
Okay, making jokes about chicken. Who gonna steal money out their man's account? Who said anything about stealing? See, this is. Are you a ratchet?
Of
Because
course.
why would you think about
Exactly, because she
stealing the
can't
money?
hear.
If he put the money in the account to be allocated by you, why would that be stealing? I just want the answer to that.
Hold on. First of all, yes, there are bitches
You went out.
motherfucking account. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's my internet. I think it's fucking Google and shit.
It
But
might
yeah, there are motherfucking women who steal money not only out of their man's account, but out
You went
damn
out again.
pockets. Stop acting like that shit don't fucking exist.
Yep, that's true though.
Would
They-
you like to get on the panel, Miss Tanika? Since you won't smoke? Because I want to hear this shit in real time.
Talking about make that make sense. I'm like, come on now. They steal all the time. They take it and go spend it on unnecessary stuff. Like, wasn't Shaquille O'Neal wife? She was taking the money out the account and putting it in a different account before she got her divorce,
Yep.
and then got a divorce.
Yep.
So they do it all the time.
Put your email in this chat, since you're putting everything else in the chat. Put your email and I'm gonna send you the Google Hangout link. I want to hear this shit in real time.
See, you gotta understand something from a bunch of these.
No, see, now I'm sorry, Charles. See, that's why he should give me a separate debit card. No, just have some motherfucking self-control. If he puts some money into the account in order to be allocated for the house, don't spend it on goofy shit like them motherfucking goddamn bundles you got in your motherfucking head. Don't spend it on bundles. Spend it on the shit that he fucking said to spend it on in the motherfucking house. That's what the fuck you do. He don't need to give you a separate motherfucking debit card. Since you got so much motherfucking education, you should have your own job and debit card if that's what you want to do.
First of all, Tanika, I can tell you right now, ain't nobody ever gonna give you a debit card. You can hang that motherfucking shit up.
Matter of fact, but a big card Uno. It's like that.
You need to have motherfucking self-control. Listen, let me tell you something. I had access to every piece of money my man had. Do you hear me? All of his online shit. I had the password. He had to ask me what the passwords was.
You saw my mom
get
and
into
dad.
his shit. And do you know that nigga never had $1 to be unaccounted for? Not $1. Every time he went to his shit, whatever he thought was in there was in there.
See, that's because DJ Fish Grease, you have a respect for men and money.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even have respect for herself to even come out of her goddamn mouth and say some outlandish bullshit like that on the air, live as a motherfucker. Okay? So you're not dealing with a woman. You're not dealing with a lady. You're dealing with a straight up bitch or a greedy one at that. So, words of my esteemed master teacher BGS and the late great Robin Harris, who called that motherfucker a lady?
Even worse, she doesn't have respect for her own ears because she don't be cleaning them.
Like, I never thought I'd say this to cats. You ain't shit.
You know, get the coal out your eyes so you can read the chat good.
Like
get
the
that
great
shit out the corner.
Like the great roaster says, the Grinch God, he says ratchets are not humans. And she's not human, y'all. She's
Do you want this smoke? Yes or no? Put your email in the chat if you want smoke. If you do not put your email in the chat, I need you to shut the fuck up.
See, I'm gonna tell you something. I got a ailment that I suffer from. It's called being right. Didn't I tell y'all that motherfucker was still in this bitch listening?
Yeah, I heard you. You proved your point when the daughters of Cum came back in the room. And I was like, yep, that nigga right.
You all gotta know, a dumbass is always gonna listen because this is the most attention they'll ever get in their life. Their mama don't love them. Their daddy, they don't even know them. The kids don't even respect them. So how the fuck do you think they're gonna get some attention? They're gonna get it in social media.
That's true.
Damn it, motherfuckers shit keep going out. Aside from one of the traits that bundle skunks have, which is their odor, they also have a tendency to be nosy as fuck. Which is quite interesting because it makes them a living contradiction. How you nosy and funky at the same time?
Well, Valdez, the nose knows. Oh, I had my shots tonight. I'm on tonight, bitch. I swear to God, I'm just waiting for a motherfucker to slip up.
If you have what it takes to get on this panel, I have everybody to mute. I don't need a crew.
Ooh.
Full circle. She's afraid to compete with you, Kendra, in roasting.
See,
and you know what? I wouldn't even roast you. I want to have a conversation. I want to see where your mindset is at. I got a good idea, but I want to hear that shit fleshed out in real time. Because see, in this chat, you got time to think about that goofy ass shit. And this is what you coming up with your brain cells working. I want to see what you come up if you're quick on your feet. I want you up here.
But you know what gave it away if she don't come on here? What gave it away is her response after, we roasted her and then she came back out the blue talking about, you know how many men numbers I get? I'm like, what? That's your response? That lets you know how stupid you are. Like,
and she said that shit to another bitch. Like the fuck, I give a fuck.
That's because the tow truck driver gives you the number to AAA doesn't mean you got his number, bitch.
Right.
If I went out with my ass half hanging out and campaigning for motherfucking numbers, I guess I could get a number too. Unlike most of you females, my conversation isn't free. I'm about to bounce. What do you look like? You know what? You don't need to wait on what I look like because I don't fuck bitches. I keep telling y'all that shit. I don't fuck bitches. So it don't matter what the fuck I look like when it comes to you. The niggas that I'm interested in know exactly what the fuck I look like and they like it.
Hold up. DJ Fish Grease, I know this is your platform. Pause. Didn't you and the fair lady cats, for the longest time, post your pictures on these motherfucking
I sure in the fuck did, Officer
Yeah.
Charles. My picture has been up there for quite a while.
And having everybody, even when you've been on channels that we will not name, live, and having several men of high stature compliment both of you on your beauty and grace.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny how somebody wants to talk about how you look, and for the longest time, and only recently, a couple of months, you put your monikers on. But guess what? You got chicks like her and others of the Infinity Weave Gauntlet afraid. I mean, I'm just wondering if she captures all 6 colors, does she get infinite power? But
she get the infinite power of the universal weave. Yeah.
So, I'm insulted for you ladies for saying, "Oh, I wonder how you look." First of all, none of these ladies look like you. They look like what you ought to be. Maybe one day, if you aspire, you'll look half, maybe a quarter, maybe a percentile as good as they do. Instead of looking like half a bag of last week's trash. Talking about you get men's numbers. First of all, if any man gets your bullshit and want to deal with you, you just a fucking a buck. That's all you are.
Yep, because we can tell by the first conversation you about anything. Because if your conversation is stupid, then you getting traded to the midnight hours. You're not the daytime chick.
And you may not get midnight hours. You might get the I got 15 minutes.
Yeah, because giving you a few hours is too much motherfucking time, bitch. I came over there with my dick already hard, bitch. It's half out when I got to you, bitch. I'm gonna
Mhm.
hurry up and slide. We ain't gonna have no previous conversation, bitch. I want you to bend over real fast. Let me go ahead and get this motherfucking nothing. You better get yours while you can, bitch. And I'm on up out of here. I ain't even got time to take no shower in your little dirty ass apartment. I'm finna go ahead on down here and wash my dick and head on home, bitch. What?
Mhm.
And bitch, you
Goddamn,
ain't
man, how many
bouncing.
times
You
gonna bounce?
lurking. You lurking, bitch. You bouncing. Did she bouncing however many times she be bouncing on them dirty ass dicks she be on? She
Oh
bouncing.
my god.
Okay. That's what she doing. She don't want to come up on the panel because, like I said, it ain't gotta be no roasting session. Roasting is shit I do for fun. But bitch, I got a brain working in my motherfucking head. All right. So it ain't too many motherfuckers can come up here in real time and say the shit that didn't need to be said.
But DJ Fish Grease, hasn't she learned the first rule of like basically cracking and roasting is that you have to be quick on your feet so that shows a high level of intellect?
Yes. And that bitch is slow on the motherfucking uptake.
Man,
Okay.
man, she make molasses look like Barry Allen. Okay, okay, let's just keep that 100. See, I just can't stand no funky ratchet bitch. You know why? Because you don't know your place in life. Nobody likes you. You're unlikable. You're like that one chick out of millions and billions that are like you that will never get a man if one was hot glued staple sewn and weaved to your ass.
And listen, let me tell you something. For all the bitches listening, including you, Ratchet, because you a fucking ratchet. Because only a ratchet would stay around to argue after a roast.
Oh my god. A level 5 ratchet.
She a DEFCON 5 ass ratchet. A weapon of mass destruction ass motherfucking ratchet. A axis of evil ass ratchet. So anyway, listen, let me explain something to y'all because y'all still think dick and men is the same damn thing. And you think dick is attention. Okay? And any attention is good attention. All right, let me explain something to you. Have you ever seen a fugly, ugly ass, fat ass, rotund ass, just stank ass bitch walking down the street? I know you have. If the bitch is grown, do you think she is a virgin?
Mm.
I bet you dollars to all the donuts that bitch eat that she not a virgin. So somebody got that fat bitch number and then he fucked her. Okay. So any bitch with a functioning pussy, no matter what that bitch look like, there's always gonna be some unfortunate soul gonna fuck her. Okay?
Like that Me Too chick. I heard she had a husband.
That
Oh
bitch is
God!
not a virgin. She
Oh
running
God!
around here looking like KRS if he never made it.
Y'all
Okay?
gonna leave
Man, that
KRS
bitch look like
alone, by the
Doomsday in the
way.
face. That bitch look like
And
Doomsday.
he's silly. And so getting numbers off of niggas don't mean jack shit, bitch. That ain't got shit to do with the price of tea in China. You got his motherfucking number, but can you get his attention
Mm,
when he not fucking you?
mm.
All right. You got his number, but can you attract his mental energy? Can you get his spirit to can you get that nigga to want to be around you no matter what he's doing?
Mm.
Can you get that nigga to up and just call you cause it was the middle of his day and he couldn't get his mind off of you and it wasn't cause you sucked his dick?
Mm.
Mm.
Very few women know
I've
how to
had
do
that. I've had a nigga just call me just cause the motherfucking sun was shining.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna have
Okay.
to make you got to make your way to the west instead of the east, Miss Kendra.
She got that.
So you get motherfucking numbers and shit, but can you get a stable relationship with a nigga that really want to be with you? With a nigga that looked at you and saw value and said, you know what, she's head and shoulders above the rest of these bitches. Let me snag her. I don't know how old you are, but if you still single and you in your late 20s to early 30s, bitch, I guarantee you ain't no nigga finna snag you because all the good bitches got snagged in their early 20s.
Can you woo woo woo? Can you woo woo woo?
That is very, very true.
I'm gonna just tell you something, man. She's laying it on thick like some extra saucy ribs. God damn it! See, the whole thing. I mean, no pun intended, because she is a hoe. But the whole thing about it is, she's never gonna capture the essence of what she's telling, Kendra. She's gonna be one of those bitches in denial, and I'm not talking about that river in Africa, about the value of her work in life. In the scheme of things, she's either gonna have to become a better woman, which we know is like climbing Mount Everest for some chicks out there, or she's gonna have to just settle for her position.
Oh man, BGS is silly talking about she a 12 to 3 on a Tuesday, bitch. You wasn't even good enough for the weekend, bitch. They had to squeeze
Oh,
you in on a
man.
weekday, bitch. You ain't shit. When that
That's
nigga
tough.
get to getting you on a weekday, bitch, you wasn't even good enough to be a weekend, bitch.
Oh yeah, I'm still shocked. We got to go back a little bit. BJ, Katz, and Kendra. You sure that the chick from Me Too had a husband? I swear that was a typo.
I
never
thought so
heard of
too
her
until I
having
heard
a
somebody say she had a
husband.
husband. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I don't believe that shit.
I guess he
I
don't
don't
want to take no
believe.
pictures with her.
Man, a blind man wouldn't take pictures with her. He
I
probably
heard
touched
she
her one
was
time. This
assaulted. I
rock is
never heard she had a husband though.
You never heard that?
Nope.
husband.
But Charles, there's plenty of men that would take a picture with her. You would take a picture with her. You would take. You know how I know you would take a picture with her.
Only because I thought she was cosplaying.
Because you would have asked her for her autograph.
Oh my
Nigga,
God.
that's KRS-One, nigga.
Step into a
Keisha.
world.
You walk dead up to her bitch like, are you a philosopher? No, yes, I think very deeply. Like, you would be like, hell yeah, sign this motherfucking t-shirt.
Look like Bad News Brown mixed with JYD. Come on now. That's Jesus Christ. I mean,
BGS said, but what that mouth do?
oh my God, I'm scared because she looked like. Oh my God, she looked like the iniquities of the world, man. God damn, I can't look at. God damn, she just. Oh God, damn.
Oh my
Cats is
God.
I
crazy.
mean, she will turn my nice sized penis back into my stomach, man. That's what she'll do.
So I guess she gone because she didn't
But
want no smoke,
I
and
went
so she shut up.
I went to her page. It looked like she's holding a Jamaican flag on her background, and she looked like she could be in her late teens, early 20s. So she's buying into all this program that these folks gave her. Think, oh, you can do whatever you want, girl. I'm sadly mistaken. You keep acting the way you acting, you ain't gonna be wifed up. Take some lessons from Kendra.
Well,
changing around.
Shout out to all our Jamaican brothers and sisters. We know y'all not like that bitch.
Yeah, we know she ain't the representative.
Yeah, we know she don't represent y'all, but she wanted smoke. She brainwashed and all that bullshit. But I guess she's still young enough to turn that shit around.
Like her underwear.
Okay, and you're off the panel for that.
This whole damn panel's out of order.
But I am gonna go ahead and get on off of here. See if I can drum up some more money around here in this Uber, man. It looked dead to me. But anyway, I'm gonna try anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign on off. Thank everybody for getting on the panel with me. Everybody in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? And I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go ahead and sign it off.
All right, peace.
Late teen, hold on, whoa. Before you sign off.
Okay.
Late teens, I'm 25, and why you think professional dudes in their 40s trying to because you have a 25-year-old pussy. That's why.
It's not because of your personality. And in the words of that great philosopher, woo!
See, you still you're at 25, you're too old to be thinking about this, thinking in this stupid ass way. Like real talk, roasting aside, you're too old for that shit. You think that a man talking to you means something. It means he want to fuck. That's what it means. That's what it means. If he ain't said nothing about nothing else, he trying to make sure, he trying to see what that ass do. All right, that's what he trying to see.
BJ is trying to put his bid in.
Right, BJ said what that mouth do. Right, what's with that throat work?
Well, she has some highly developed throat skills.
Yeah, you know, who knows what she's got. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get on off of here. Don't nobody block her even later, because I got a feeling she gonna come back for some more smoke on the next live. And Tanika, I hope you do, because you actually need to be taught something. But anyway, peace out to y'all, man. I'll check y'all on Valdez's stream.
All right, peace.
Peace.